Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Sunday to you. I hope you're having an amazing day with you and your family and just a awesome weekend, etc. The whole 9 yards there. I definitely wish all the best. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I really just love teaching people how to trade, so hopefully you can learn a thing or two here today. With Luna, this is kind of a one-off, but I've committed to trying to be consistent with this analysis, just based on a lot of my community members losing their shirts recently, and it's just one of those things we have to kind of be cautious and careful with. We got to respect what's going on with Terra Luna in the sense that it's it's depegged. There's a lot of potential problems, you could say, that are going along with that, and we cannot get super excited about a bit of a pump here today, which is nice. 50% in one trading day. Actually, I think it was upwards of 100%. That's a pretty significant gain. Don't get me wrong, but it's important to recognize that this is likely temporary, and we may not see this continuation to the upside continue. All right. That said, if you'd like to become a better trader, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. Check that out in your own time. And to my current community members, thank you so much for your support. And I'm very thankful to be able to play an impactful role in your lives. Thank you so much. So taking a look here at Luna. One thing we got to understand, I've mentioned this before, but just kind of reiterate if you haven't seen my previous videos on this, is just simply put, the Terra Luna is the moving averages, the indicators, the oscillators, a lot of traditional stuff that you can use previous data to anticipate the future is not here. Okay, we're essentially in price discovery to the downside for this coin. Now, how much lower will it go? It doesn't look like it's going to go much lower. In fact, it bounced off this key level support right here that I mentioned yesterday, anticipating that it shouldn't come much lower based on the fact that we are over-exhausted on TD sequential and the simple fact that that is a key level support that was tested previously and held as a support level. Okay. Once more, also, this is a key Fibonacci retracement level too, and what that really tells us is that the price is working within those ranges. So if we look at this here, you can see, just take, let me go ahead and make this a little bit bigger for us here. And if we look at this here, right, this is the one thing I want to kind of point out. If you see this candlestick here today, you see how it wicked all the way up to 230? Basically, when it hit that point, it rejected immediately. That's a Fibonacci retracement level. That really tells us a lot about the simple fact that there are probably bots and some larger investment firms investing in this here. And when I say investing, they're mostly just buying and selling at specific points. I wouldn't say the long-term investment is there like you should, because you want to have good fundamentals, and the fundamentals are kind of null and void for the moment here with Terra Luna. So just be mindful of the simple fact that the price action being where it's at, it makes sense. It came up and got rejected at this Fibonacci retracement level of 0.5. That's a common place to reject after you have a significant increase followed by a decrease. Okay. Normally, that's the first point in which the price will come down to retrace, but then we saw 382 and now 236 as far as the Fibonacci retracement levels working as key level supports and resistances. So a close today above 176 would be beneficial to allow for us to have potential momentum moving forward to the upside. Let's take a look at the 4-hour here. And this is what I kind of wanted to point out, because I did mention this yesterday. Again, definitely no guarantees, and I said if you're going to invest, make sure you understand it's definitely a gamble, it's definitely a risk. But if we take a look here at TD sequential, and it looks kind of funny, we can zoom in a little bit. We came all the way down to a 9, went sideways. I think we were right about this point here yesterday, and I mentioned, well, hey, when you hit a 9 on TD sequential, specifically on the 4-hour, it tells you have at least 36 to potentially even 40 hours, or in this case, 56 hours of continuation to the downside. That is a lot of momentum in one direction. And now that Luna's quote unquote found its bottom, we can expect the price action to recover from here. In other words, the price action coming down to test this level kind of just reiterates the fact we have a nice strong support level there. We got a reset back up to a 6 here so far. So hypothetically, we've got 12 more hours of continuation to the upside. Will that happen? It's hard to say specifically, but the bottom line here is that we bounced off a key level support, and that's the one great thing about the current situation and Fibonacci retracement levels, is that you can really help understand generally where the price is going to go. I mean, obviously it came up here and wicked up into 230, and then it came back down, and look at this, it comes all the way up to this level, and comes all the way back down to this Fibonacci retracement level too. Is that a coincidence? Some would say yes, but no, it's definitely not. And the reason why is because these Fibonacci retracement levels are defined and used by larger investment firms and traders. And it's a very common thing. It's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy where it happens because everyone's using the same formula. All right. That said, though, if we can see just how obvious this increase and decrease was right up here. Wicked up, got rejected by Fibonacci. Came back down, wicked down, got rejected in a sense, in a good way, with a positive bounce to the upside off 176. So again, very, very good stuff there in that sense. Let's take a quick look at the 15 and kind of see where we're at with EMA. We got all sorts of signals here basically telling us we should have taken entry. And this is an indicator that I've created here, and what this does is it tells us when the price action is above EMA and the volume weighted average price. So right here with these yellow arrows, that basically would have told us to take a buy signal. And then of course, these purple carrots are essentially telling us that the RSI is overextended. So you can see the price breaking outside of that RSI level. Either way you look at it here, we've got those telltale signs telling us that the price should actually, should continue higher based on those metrics. Again, this following TD sequential to the downside, hitting that exhaustive state for almost 2 or 3 trading days, this recovery makes sense, right? And how much longer will it recover? How much further will it go? Well, there's really no telling. I know it sounds kind of crazy, and that's probably half the reason why you're wanting to watch this video is to find out where it's going to go next. But in truth, it's really hard to say. The thing we want to have happen is it close today above 176. That could possibly put us in a position for the price action to continue sideways or up, but it is slightly overextended for the moment, and I don't think we should anticipate the price action going much further in the immediate future. Traditionally speaking, you want to see some price action go sideways for a little while at these key level supports, and we can see the volume profile too. It's right there at the current volume where all the price action is accumulating. So most people have an average position right now of 185. It's essentially what it's telling us. That being said, we're above that for the moment, and that's a key thing to be aware of. So we hit this exhaustive state to the downside, bounced off key level Fibonacci retracement line, and now we're kind of trending closer to the average price, which is based on the volume. So that Terra Luna's average true range for the last week, since it's been down here, is pretty much accumulating right at this area. In fact, we can kind of go a little bit further. I can't go too much further out. Let's just go there. Okay. We can see, of course, still the same situation, even if we zoom out a little bit. And once again, May 12th is essentially when it hit its lowest point, or May 13th, so that's about nine trading days away. So in the last 9 trading days, we've seen the most amount of volume right at the current price point. So again, consolidation at the current volume level, this volume profile would be excellent to get some price action sideways, and then it could leg up again from there. That's how it should happen. That's how normal trading occurs. Again, based on that. And the interesting thing about this is it's fulfilling, that continuation of, these Fibonacci retracement levels. It's kind of honoring a lot of traditional trading as far as the standard fundamentals. Okay. And that's the interesting thing about it. Now that it's found its bottom, it's kind of effectively range bound. Obviously, we'll bridge that gap and talk about it later if we come up above and break this key level resistance at 462. But until we get there, honestly, the price action being right where it's at makes sense. And I would expect the price to go sideways and then leg up again from here. That would probably make the most sense considering its current trajectory. And the important thing is that it doesn't overextend itself. It got a little bit on the overextended side, corrected itself, it went outside those standard deviation lines, and that is essentially a very normal thing. And let me just go ahead and bring this up here too. If you look at the volume weighted average price, you can see how it came outside of those lines. Very similar to Bollinger Bands in a lot of ways. It's just based on volume. And when a coin is in price discovery, you have the most reliability in 2 things, volume and Fibonacci retracement levels, which we can see both speaking very loud. In other words, if we take a look at the volume here today so far, it's tremendously higher than it has been in the past. And it doesn't seem like much because if you look at this here, it seems pretty small. But you compare that with the last 3 trading days, today is a good day in that regard. We have more volume and the price increases. What do you know? Increased volume, increased value. All right, so pay attention to the value or the volume. If we have more volume, the value will continue higher. And I think there's a strong likelihood that Luna will continue upwards from here, but it needs to build a base at this current volume and effectively leg up again. So I would say we're more likely to leg up sooner than later. But again, this is a complete gamble, just to throw it out there, right? Because the simple fact that there's not a lot of fundamentals that go into this here now. I mean, it's basically just a free-floating meme coin right now with UST being depegged. Okay, so please understand that complete gamble. This could literally shoot to the ground tomorrow. We could see a lower low tomorrow. But for right now, it doesn't look like it wants to do that. Again, based on the 9 days of trading that we have here so far as past relevant data, until we get more data, we're going to have to continue to speculate based on the limited information that we have. All right. So again, limited information doesn't lead to a sound financial decision. Okay. So again, gamble at your own risk. Doesn't hurt to average your price down if you were kind of stuck in a higher price point. Potentially the price can come up higher. There's definitely potential there. But the likelihood of you losing your entire investment is equally as high. Granted, you've probably already lost most of it anyways. So what does it matter at this point, right? Again, just be cautious and careful. That's all I ask. And again, to those who have been requesting this, I hope this did clarify some things for you. And just note that it's good to be excited and happy about an increase, because obviously you might have been able to recover your losses. But don't fool yourself here. This may not continue, even though it does show signs of continuation, and we should expect the price to slowly increase from here. There's a lot of factors involved. Pay attention to Bitcoin too, because it is fairly synonymous with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has had a green weekend, and it's fairly common to see an increase on a Sunday just before a major sell-off on a Monday. All right, so be mindful of that. Take some profits while you still can, if that's an option for you. That being said, thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Thanks again, and we'll look forward to seeing you next one. If you're not currently a community member, once again, CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link in the description below. I look forward to working with you. Have a great day. Thank you.